Yo, what's up guys? Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So the stock market had a pretty good day today. Maybe not so much the Russell, which went down, 0.4% on the day, but we got to cut it some slack considering the small caps, the Russell, has been ripping all year. So whoop-de-doo, it had a red day, right? But the Dow, let's see, had a 0.6% green day. S&P and QQQ each went up about 0.5%. I'll take it. I'll take it, guys. So we have to go over the charts today like we always do. And I want to break down what's going on with Michael Burry buying GameStop. What the heck's going on there? We're going to break down Nvidia and Coreweave as well. And on top of that, we have to cover the Fed. What to expect on Wednesday as well. We have another rate decision, FOMC meeting coming up. So guys, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, join the Patreon for my portfolio updates, my private Discord, all of that's linked down below, pinned in the comments, or go to stasurfs.com/Patreon. And with that being said, cheers. Let's get into it. So like I said, guys, we had a green day today across the board, except for the Russell, which clearly this is just a healthy pullback. It's probably going to settle around 2,600 points, 26, 25 if I had to guess. So very healthy pullback for the Russell. The Dow's actually setting up for a breakout in my opinion. I think 50K plus is coming. We have an ascending triangle here. Higher lows are being made into this 49.5, 49,600 resistance. So I think if we take that out, boom, 50K plus. Just like that, I think that's coming for the Dow and QQQ. I think with big tech earnings, decent chance here we break out. We break over 630 and this wedge starts to play out. That would be ideal for the bulls in the short term. And SPY, looking at the 4-hour chart, we're clearly at the top of the channel. We're at 695 right now, 693. Big resistance. If that breaks, I think we're going 700, 705, maybe higher than that in the short term. Get ready, guys. And did you see GameStop today? This is nutty. So we got news that Burry is buying, and who knows how much more he's going to buy. And the stock went up over 4%. I think at one point it was up 6%, maybe 8%. And this is about a week after we got news that their CEO, Ryan Cohen, I think we got this news maybe on Friday or Thursday, he bought another 500,000 shares. So GameStop stock has been ripping the last couple of days, from 20, 21 bucks a share. Now we're pushing the mid 20s. So let's take a look now at what Burry said today on his Substack. So you guys can see the headline, GameStop shares move higher after Michael Burry says he's been buying the stock. He said, I own GME. I've been buying recently. I expect I am buying at what may soon be 1x tangible book value over 1x net asset value. And he added, and getting a young GameStop CEO, which again is Ryan Cohen, investing and deploying the company's capital and cash flows, perhaps for the next 50 years. So clearly he's making a bet on Cohen. He clearly sees, potential in the CEO and the management team, which really is very, very important when you're buying a stock, investing in a company, especially when you're investing long term. You have to believe in the CEO and the management team. But with Michael Burry, guys, you got to ask yourself, is this a long-term investment, or is he going to be out of GameStop in 3 months or 6 months from now? Who really knows? He also said, I am not counting on a short squeeze to realize long-term value. I believe in Ryan. I like the setup, the governance, the strategy as I see it. I'm willing to hold long-term, and I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm 15 years his senior, but not too old to be patient. So clearly, Burry believes in Ryan Cohen, and it seems like, he wants to invest long-term in, GameStop stock, but with the way he ran Scion Asset Management, which he closed that hedge fund, now he's doing this full-time, there was a lot of turnover. He buys stocks, he sells stocks, he's a trader, active manager, which there's nothing wrong with that, but he could easily be out of GameStop is my point very soon here. We shall see. I don't know. So to keep it simple, guys, looking at these charts, it's clear that GameStop filled the gap up to about 25 bucks a share, which was the high from back in the end of October. So we ripped through the highs from December. We're now at multi-month highs pretty much. We then filled the gap up to where we were, like I said, in October, and I think this is where the trade could be. If this rips through 25, this could be going to $30 pretty smoothly. And who knows, with the hype that we're seeing now, volumes kicking up, could this trigger a short squeeze? It could. And now looking at Nvidia stock, we clearly have this inverse head and shoulder still, right? The left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder, and we're about to play out here, or break out in my opinion, but we're still kind of wrestling with the mid-high 180s. I think it needs to take out $190, $195 before this starts to really break out. And we got news today that Nvidia invested another $2 billion into Coreweave, which I'm sure a lot of you guys heard about this. So let me show you this. You guys see the headline, Coreweave stock popped. I'm sure a lot of you saw that. And of course, this is not going to move Nvidia stock. It's more so going to move Coreweave, the smaller company, the company that's getting the investment from Nvidia. So they invested $2 billion to expand AI data center capacity. Nvidia purchased Coreweave Class A common stock at $87.20 per share, according to a release, a discount from Friday's closing price of around $93 a share, and the investment will help Coreweave accelerate its build-out of 5 gigawatts of AI factories by 2030. And look at this. This deal allows Coreweave, said the CEO, Mike Intrater, hopefully I'm saying that right, it allows them to accelerate their build, which will lead to continued diversification and reducing dependency on any particular client as they scale into this additional data center capacity. He said that today on CNBC's Squawk on the Street. And Jensen said the thing to remember is we've invested $2 billion into Coreweave, but recognize that the amount of funding that needs to be raised yet to support that 5 gigawatts is really quite significant, right? And when he's talking about these 5 gigawatts, we can see 5 gigawatts is roughly equivalent to the annual power consumption of 4 million U.S. households, according to a CNBC analysis, and a gigawatt is a measure of power that's becoming an increasingly common metric for describing AI data center capacity, right? So they're investing money, and Jensen said here, we're investing a small percentage of the amount that ultimately has to go and be provided. And Coreweave's whole business model, you probably know by now, they generate revenue by actually building and renting out data centers that are full of Nvidia's graphics processing units, GPUs, which are key for training models and running large AI workloads, as everybody knows. And the company, which some investors have classified as a neocloud, has become a crucial player in an increasingly interconnected web of AI infrastructure partners. And looking forward here, guys, we need to keep an eye on Wednesday at 2 p.m. East Coast time. We're getting the Fed funds rate decision and the FOMC statement and the press conference where we get the Q&A. Jerome Powell, dodges a bunch of questions, answers a bunch of questions too. Rates are expected to hold steady at 3.75%. You guys can see right here, 3.75%. In other words, so don't expect a cut or obviously a rate hike, right? That would crash the market probably in the short term. And what everybody pays attention to is obviously the press conference, what Jerome Powell or how he answers the questions, his tone, what his remarks are on the economy, inflation, interest rates, all of that. So all eyes are on that on Wednesday, 2:30 p.m. East Coast time. And for those that don't remember, let me jog your memory. The Fed's actually cut rates in the last 3 meetings, right? And now we're going to see, okay, what's the plan? What's the roadmap for 2026 when it comes to rate cuts? And Esther George, former president of the Kansas City Fed, said in an interview, my expectation is they're signaling a pause. I have a feeling they're going to hold for a while. In recent weeks, several prominent members of the Fed, including New York Fed President John Williams and Fed Governor Michael Barr, have used the phrase policy is in a good place. So that is what we should be paying attention to heavily this week, guys, when it comes to at least Wednesday. Where's the Fed's head at? How many more cuts are we expecting? Are we going to go a couple meetings before we get the next cut? That's the key here. So all eyes are on this guy, man, Jerome Powell. on Wednesday. Get ready. So talk about an eventful Monday, man, and there's way more topics that we could cover, but that's pretty much it for the video. I think Nvidia setting up for a breakout. GameStop potentially could be going to $30, which would be pretty nutty. It might, who knows? And it could go higher if we get that short squeeze. What do you guys think? But for me, guys, I'm not in, GameStop now, nor do I plan on really buying it, unless the charts really look good. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I just set my alert at $190 on Nvidia. Let's see if it takes that point out. And yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Run the likes up. Don't forget to subscribe and check out the Patreon if you want to keep up with what I'm doing in my real portfolio. I actually just posted an update today. We go over all the stocks I'm buying, how I run a portfolio, full transparency, screenshots, all the buys, sells, everything, guys, on Patreon. And there's a private Discord where we're talking throughout the week. We're breaking down charts and ideas, everything, right? So check it out. Link down below. No pressure, obviously. Also pinned in the comments, or go to stasurfs.com/Patreon. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you all in the next one.